All right, hello and welcome to the weather update. And we had a beautiful day on Thursday, as I couldn't say it enough. It was absolutely beautiful in New Jersey, looking at that beautiful, nice blue sky is what it looked like. But we're having a few more clouds around lately, so kind of like what we're dealing with now, a few clouds. This is what we had today. Some cirrus, some alto cumulus, just some clouds around. This is what it looked like in the evening hours there. So let's go take a look at the latest with the weather now, and we will go and look at what is happening in our neck of the woods with the clouds. And because we don't really have any precipitation to talk about, it's mainly just about the clouds. And this is what the satellite looked like from today. You could see. I'd like to see a loop from earlier, but you can see these high clouds over us, some mid-level clouds over us. Started off clear, but then the clouds kind of rolled in. This is kind of like what it looked like this morning. Started off clear. That's what it looked like in the morning. You can see an area of clouds over the Pine Barrens of Suffolk, so no luck in the Suffolk Pine Barrens for a clear morning, but New Jersey did have a clear morning. But then these clouds started rolling in, first into New Jersey and then across the rest of our area here. I don't know if it's going to show an image from later in the afternoon. It actually doesn't. So only from the morning hours. Anyway, looking at our weather, our temperatures for are right now. Temperatures are in the mid-30s. Looks like right across the area. Mid-30s. That's pretty much where we've been all day long, with a kind of a north to northeast wind. You can see here that. Temperatures, it's seasonal for this time of the year. New Jersey, same deal pretty much. And I don't know if we radiated last night. Let's go to the minimums. We'll look at the minimum temperature here. From we got to change that to historical, and we also got to change the date on this to the 8th. So we'll do that. So let's see what the minimum temperatures were. Not really that cold. Let's see what it got down to. West Hampton did get down to 19. Well, that's from 1-8, so 8 p.m. Yeah, that's just this morning. So it did hit 19 over again in West Hampton, but the rest of us lows were in the mid-20s. And again, about average. It's about average for this time of the year, 21 in Tom's River. So it's about average temperatures generally for this time of the year. And you can see here, there's an image from earlier with the satellite. But yeah, we had a lot of clouds around today, so not a really nice clear day. But hopefully we will get some nice clear days again. And so we're going to start looking at the models. And I guess we're going to start with the extended here and the upper air. So we're going to go to the upper air, and we're going to change this off to the North American view. So as we go to the upper air anomaly, and you'll see we got that nice block in Greenland, so it's keeping us in that northwest flow. There's your storm suppressed offshore. Oh, and by the way, looking at that storm, let me go back to this for a minute. This is what the storm looked like, and actually looked pretty kind of impressive on some of these images here from the satellite. Let me just, let me go back to, because this storm here looks pretty impressive. It's sitting offshore. Let me go to this. But we're going to have to change this view to the Atlantic, the North Atlantic, Northern Atlantic view. Yeah, this is fine. Should show the storm over here. Yeah, you can sort of see it in the northwest, in the corner here. So let me go back. We're going to make this a 84-hour loop here so we can see this from earlier here. Wait for this to load. Could actually see what looks like some convection around the center of that storm there, which is kind of interesting. So I wonder if it's trying to get some tropical characteristics, perhaps. I don't know. Well, let me see if the NHC has anything on it. I don't think they do, but no, nothing. They're not going to have anything on it, but it looked like it had some kind of tropical characteristics or something, Well, anyway, let's go back to the models here. It says I wanted to, because I saw a satellite loop on News 12. News 12, actually, Brian Fitzgerald was doing the weather today, and he was actually at Files 1, so he was giving a good update. Unlike during the week with Samantha Ojiri, you got a real meteorologist, and he was talking about that storm and about the pattern we're in. So generally, you could see we got this very strong ridging up in the north around Greenland. We got a trough over here, so we are in a northwest flow, but it's not Arctic air. And we moderate a little bit this week because we have a little bit of a zonal flow. But here comes the first in a series of storms that's going to help dig out at a trough in the east. That looks like that comes kind of close to us, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. That's Thursday. And then another low, a much deeper trough, comes in for the weekend into next week. And this is what's going to bring the cold air. And you see, looking at the isobars, you can see following them down. Follow them down, you can see that is coming right from the north. So that's going to bring in the Arctic air. That's going to bring in the Arctic air. And so you can see, here we go with the trough in the east. And then, but it's a very strong block. So there's not going to be any snowstorms in this. Any storms that develop seem to be suppressed off to the south. However, this trough, the GFS was showing a much deeper trough in earlier runs. If we go back to the run from yesterday, I think, it was showing a much deeper trough in the long range. I don't know if that was the one. One of the runs was showing that. It might have been the... it might have been the 12Z from yesterday. Yeah, that's the one. That was showing a much deeper trough. It's not showing up in the latest run, but there's definitely a trend toward colder weather with a pattern like this developing. So let me go back to the CONUS view, and we'll look at the surface on the GFS. And no, I'm not looking at the Euro because the Euro just hasn't had a good track record lately, and you know, just keep it simple with one model here for the long range. So you can see there's that storm offshore, pulls away. We have zonal flow with the suppressed storm track for this week. So maybe a little bit above normal this week with highs in the low 40s. And here comes that clipper type where it's the storm again. You can see not a whole lot of moisture with it. So we're going to be dry most of the week again. Not much rain, not much snow, just a dry pattern. Here comes that cold front. And that's going to usher in some colder air for next weekend. Again, could be a little bit of an Arctic air. And then this would be your next storm system here as we go into... this would usher in the colder air. But you can see the storm track's off to the west. So this would be our next chance of substantial precipitation. Not until January, almost 10 days away, that we would have substantial rainfall. Unfortunately, with that storm track, no snow. And then here's that cold air. You can see the isobars. And again, that's going to bring the cold air right down from Canada. So that week, January 20th, is when we're going to start seeing the cold air come into play here. And it's going to stick around, it looks like, too, with that pattern. But here comes the next storm system. But look at how strong the blocking is. Look at what happens to the storm system. It gets shunted, look at that, right to the south. This could change, of course. This is an extreme long range, but it shows you that when you have a really strong blocking pattern and it's too strong, it'll suppress the storm systems to the south so you won't get any snow at all. So let's go take a look at our temperatures, and we're going to start actually with the national view. We're actually going to show you the eastern let me see if I can do eastern 2/3 here. Eastern U.S., yeah, this part. You get an idea. Instead of showing the whole, just the northeast, so you get an idea of the temperatures here. So as we go into tomorrow, temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, so around average. You can see same thing for Monday. Warms up a little Tuesday though, so we're a little bit above normal Tuesday. Wednesday, slightly above normal, nothing dramatic, but we see that cold air coming in by the next weekend. You can see it coming in there. It'll be similar to what we've had, mid-30s, so it won't be Arctic air. But here comes the Arctic air. This is on Monday, January 18th, and that's going to get pulled in behind that system there. Core of the Arctic air looks like it hits the Great Lakes in the upper Midwest, but we get into it on Tuesday, and here you go, Tuesday, January 19th. Wednesday, highs only in the 20s for a while, and it's going to stay cold after that, so... Temperature is going to be below normal that week. So still indicating that plunge coming in there. And then still in that cold pattern. So it's not going to be an Arctic vortex type of deal or polar vortex deal, but it will be below normal for at least 3 days in a row with that trough there. All right. And so we get a little closer now. And again, you'll see the temperatures we will be in that cold air. Winding this back, you can see here lows could get down to the single digits or at least the teens, highs in the 20s for a couple of days there. Look at that. So that's a pretty substantial plunge, but again, it looks like the most of it goes off to the west there. But we'll take it. I'll tell you that, because at least for the upcoming week, though, when you look at the temperatures in our area, a couple more days near normal tomorrow and Monday, and then by Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday we go a little bit Tuesday and Wednesday we go a little bit above normal. Thursday not so much, close to normal, highs in the upper 30s, and then Friday we're going to go above normal ahead of that next cold front which comes through and knocks us back down into the 30s again for the weekend, and that's going to precede. There's that warm rainstorm. So this could be an LLJ type of event that we're looking at again ahead of that cold front with highs reaching the 50s and maybe a little bit of humidity with that too as well. Oh, yeah. Strong south winds. So we'll have to deal with that ahead of the cold air before we get into the cold air. And then that dry air. Look at how dry that is. 2 points in the single digits or even lower. So, so we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, it's a ways out, that storm, but looks like another rain event. And sorry for those who want to see some snow. Just not going to happen. So let's go take a look at the skies now, and you will see that tomorrow we'll have some clouds around. I think we'll probably see some clouds around. At least the GFS seems to think so. Monday, perhaps even more clouds Monday, and then Tuesday we should have a clear day again, though a little bit above normal, and then Wednesday we're dealing with a few clouds here, and then Thursday, Friday, and then maybe we clear out again by the weekend again, and then just for fun, we'll go this far in the long range here with the skies. That cold air, I'm sure it'll bring some nice clear skies with it, hopefully. Though we might get into some of that. Sometimes you get that Virgo, which is kind of pretty when you get that cold air. Snow showers pop up and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and look at the NAM sky cover forecast, and this is just the 0Z. We don't want that. Let's take a look at the 18Z run. So 18Z, you will see has some clouds developing over our area tomorrow. So I'm thinking we're probably going to be dealing with some clouds again tomorrow and Monday as well. It'll be Tuesday that we should have a nice clear day. Let's go look at the RGEM sky forecast. You can see there's Tuesday. You can see it's clearing, but I think we're going to be dealing with clouds Monday and tomorrow as well. Probably some patchy high clouds around. But other than that, it should improve by Tuesday with clearer skies. But like I said, a little bit above normal there with the temperatures. Okay, so let me just look at one other thing, and that is the Climate Prediction Center. And we're going to go ahead and look at some of the forecasts and that, and then we'll wrap up this weather update. And thank God that I was able to speak with the owner of the property and get the guy to stop smoking again. We don't know how long it's going to last for, though. But at least I come home and I can breathe again in here, and I don't have to open the window and freeze. So here's the 6 to 10 day outlook, and you'll see here, because it is weather, obviously, when it's cold, it's going to be harder to deal with somebody smoking versus when it's warmer outside. Also, because you have to open the window. So here's the outlook: 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 have the northeast above normal, oddly enough. So they don't seem to want to show this. And they just have equal chances in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So these extended forecasts aren't the most accurate. We will be above normal for the upcoming week, but then after that, I think we're going to go to maybe near normal to below, maybe a little below normal. So that is going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.